Reporters climb, producers job. They wanna be down with the gang.
How do you feel competitive-wise with the new generation? Like, I'm sure you saw, you know, Kendrick got a lot of acclaim last year with the album he put out. You know, going against Nas, people viewed it as, and his album was better. And then, obviously, J. Cole seems like he's gonna do well against Kanye. Like, talk a little bit about that with, like, your relationship to your peers. And, like, you're cool with all these guys.
That's
like Drake,
those my friends.
And then
like,
you're going at each other, you know, you're competing too.
Yeah, I talked to Cole last night. We drunk, call each other, talk shit on all you rap niggas.
Say that again today.
We drunk dial each other, be like, yo,
that
such
shit
and
is
such
whack.
shit is whack. You heard that?
You heard my man shit is garbage.
But Cole, that's my man. Like, that's my man. Like, for real. Like, that's like my nigga. Like, for real. Like, we got that relationship. Dreamville, BOA. We've been on the road with each other since '09. I remember me and J. Cole used to perform in front of like 200 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it's always good. You know, but at the same time, it's like, it's just like you got a friend that played for the Giants and you a Redskin. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it's time, like, we ain't in the studio listening to each other's album, giving each other tips. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when it's over, now it's over, we submitted our joints, we've been talking every day. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's dope. I love the whole New Legends idea. By no means are we saying are we on Jay-Z, Nas, and them level who got millions of records sold and impacted the culture for over a decade, but we want to be heard for real too. And we're in a hater generation, for real. A hater generation.
Why do you think that is? Like, why do you...
I mean, it's so much access. Like it's so easy to be like, son, you gotta realize, dog, LeBron James might be the greatest athlete of the past. See?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm not even trying to, cause it's like I'm KD, RG3, all them niggas. But when we talking about athletes and shit, he's 6'8", he can jump from here to the bar. You know what I'm saying? He built like fucking Harry and the Hendersons on some like Donkey Kong, like, but what niggas do all day?
That's almost racist. I like that.
What they do all day? Talk about LeBron ain't do this. LeBron, yo, he just getting started. Like, yeah. But that's the hater.
No, if he would have lost too, he was down for
hater
two
generation.
If he didn't win the chip,
that's the hater jump we in right now. But
is it a thing of being like? Because I think you mentioned it before, and I said like sometimes people are too stuck in the '90s and judging it by the greatness of the '90s that the 2000s don't.
We lost in nostalgia.
Yeah.
Niggas be talking about, oh, Wale, I love your old shit. Yo, I will rap circles around the old me. Like, I studied this rap shit. Like, yeah. I was just rapping because I was a nigga that ain't had nothing to do before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I rap for money
nice
now. I'm crazy with it. Oh, I like the old. You just lost the nostalgia. You lost how it felt when you first clicked on the record and it was like, oh, this is a new kid from D.C. He raps. You felt like you discovered it. You felt like you owned it. And you felt like you gave it up when it became successful. That's what happens to all of us. They be like, oh, I like Drake old shit. Yo, Drake new shit is, nigga, that shit is, yeah. Same thing with Cole. Everybody's getting better, but they like, oh, you know, I like this guy because this guy's commercial now. That's what we live in a hater, it's a time period. I don't know when it's gonna end. I'm just fighting through it. Yeah. And responding on Twitter to y'all motherfuckers.
You like to do that. What's responding on Twitter? Do you think too much is made of that? The fact that you're willing to like, you know, if somebody says
they come for me more though because of that.
Because they know that it's gonna happen.
But I just be wanting to catch one of them niggas, like on some, just not even on no tough guy. Like I just want to be like, yo, who bold enough to be like, because they be saying, I wake up to I want to see you gone tweets. I wake up to that. I don't even got no girlfriend, so the first thing interaction with human society is fuck you. I want to go back to sleep.
She said she'll be your girlfriend.
I'm trouble.
Why don't you have a girlfriend, Ralph Lauren?
I'm trouble, man. Trouble.
You're trouble.
But you know what? We come from a hater generation, but also we come from a space where the women are more understanding to a nigga lifestyle.
Wait, I'm gonna read some quotes you have about the ladies on this.
What? Is this
an
intervention?
Some lyrics about the ladies. You said, before I love an industry girl, I marry a civilian. Picture a young, but then he goes, picture a young rich woman taking me serious. And then later on he says, probably marry somebody already familiar. So if you already know Ralph, you might have a chance. And then he says,
nice hat.
He says, these boys jocking me is validating my conceit. And then you're really on Tired of Dreaming, you talk about your ideal woman. So you're hitting it from a lot of different angles for the ladies.
Ideal Woman, you gotta buy the album. It's called Tired of Dreaming. The track number,
Tired of Dreaming. What's track is that?
Something, 16, 15.
Track 11.
Yeah, that too.
No, but you talk a lot about now, like, again, with the fame thing, now you have access to a lot of women that throwing themselves at you, you know, that kind of aspect of it. But then at the same time, you know, you always talk about problems in relationships and wanting a girlfriend, those type of things. So how do you balance that?
They asked me the other day, like, why it's not no like love songs on here? Wale, like, your album good, but I ain't been in love. I wasn't mentally in that space to be like, you know what I'm saying? So this album is like, the only time I touch on love is when I'm daydreaming about it. You know what I'm saying? And
But it has success and fame
money,
harder than you.
material things make it levels the playing field to me. I feel like, hear me out. The less money you got, it's easier to obtain something real like love, or to believe in it. Because you can see people with no money and they love each other, but like I honestly believe, right? I honestly believe it. And until the day this ideology gets out of my head, I want to believe it. I honestly believe that any girl, if I fall in love, if I take her from like working at motherfucking Shoppers Food Warehouse to motherfucking Mr. Child's on an off night, like if I take her to that life
on an off night
and she start getting money and all that, she gonna roll at some point. I feel like the woman in the world with the most money is the loneliest bitch in the world. That's what I think. I think it's a small piece, whether it could be 1%, 10%. I feel like it's a small piece of love that requires dependency in some regard. Like you gotta have some type of something. Like I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope I'm making sense to y'all. I just feel like if I fuck with a girl and I give her everything and she starts to have her own everything, the urgency to be fucking with me is gonna be smaller and smaller.
Why can't she have it going on too? Like, why?
I just don't think.
Why couldn't Rihanna be your girlfriend?
Rich girls don't love hard. That's what it is. Rich women don't love hard. Because look at all these celebrity women. You see, they'll be fucking damn near be ready to be engaged with somebody, and the next week they got another boyfriend. Girls where I'm from, there's a down period. There's a part where they break up, watch Wait to Exhale, cut their hair, do all that shit. Tyler Perry marathon. Then they put the fucking girl dress on and go try. But the rich girls, they fuck with this nigga Monday. Tuesday, they get in an argument. Wednesday, she on media take out with another nigga. And I can't involve myself with that because I'm crazy. I'm going to find the bitch.
No, but you also said, like, I think sometimes in a relationship when people are single, they think that somebody's going to come along from nowhere in their life and that's going to be the one. But you said the person probably be somebody familiar, somebody you already know, that maybe you don't view that way, right?
The chances of me getting married are very small, but, like, it's gonna take a fucking angel. Like, she gotta understand, like, I'm fucking with this nigga. He might be bipolar. He crazy. He wild, hot-headed, but he, you know, the shit out of on a regular. It's the balance. It's the balance.
So you really consider yourself bipolar?
Nah, but you know girls that say some shit like that. Like, yeah, I'm the wrong one. I got a couple of screws. You gotta be from here, because y'all girls from here love crazy niggas. Love niggas that just came home. Y'all love being pen pals like a motherfucker.
I want to switch it up. I want to talk about the song about the struggle and growing up, Heaven in the Afternoon.
Yeah.
Now that's a song that you put out right after you dropped the Forlorn mixtape, but it struck so much to you that you decided to revamp it and put in your album. Talk about that song and the significance of it, Heaven in the Afternoon.
Well, we had to change the name. It's called Heaven's Afternoon now.
Oh,
but it's all good, Elliott.
Listen, what'd he say?
So basically,
Heaven's Afternoon.
So in 6th grade, I was put out of public school, and I was sent to a detention center for 6 years. A lot of people don't know that. I was a wild, just anything ass nigga. Like, I was just anything. Like, what? You said mama? Like, it was just, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, problems with authority. So I thought about it. I was up, me and a couple friends, we went to the studio uptown, And that was the first time I went to my old building and everything, and I was just in like a nostalgic like moment. I went to the studio and I saw this dude. So my detention center was called Mark Twain, right? It was in Rockville. It was 2 high schools and 1 middle school, and all together maybe about 40 kids and 20 staff. You do the math. So it was one of them places where nobody in that joint, like, in retrospect, because when you were a child, when you're so young, you don't know what poor is, you don't know what nothing is, you just know my friends, my school, my life, like, so that was a school where the percentage, like, the graduating class was like 5 people, and I remember, like, that, like, my senior year, they let me go back to school with the regular, I said, about to say regular kids, look, be perpetuating all type of stereotypes, but I was about to go back there, and I remember all the kids back at the school, in retrospect, obviously, because I'm looking back like 8 years, 9 years ago, so they ain't think we was gonna be nothing. If you would have took a vote of all the staff, like, would any of these kids make it past 25, let alone
amount to anything,
let alone get a government job? Then that's not even, now we're not even talking about getting an A&R job or fucking a reach position in the music industry. To even get in the fucking door of rap, especially from this town we come from, where goddamn, you can't even want to be a postman without a nigga hating on you. Like, so the chances was less than none. And for some reason, God shined his light on me and said, this is gonna be the one to do it for this whole town, this dark city.
Yeah.
So I think about that, and I saw a nigga in the studio. He was like, I remember you. And I was like, he was like, I was in there with you. I was just in middle school when you was in high school. I remember I saw you. I remember you. I remember the whole. So when you
from the school.
When you rap about shit like that and you make your references, I was there, and I just looked at him like, I hope he didn't think I had a crush on him or something. Like, I was just like, damn, this. I was like, son, we went. How the fuck are we even here right now? And then I just wrote it. I didn't write the song. It was all. I wrote that motherfucking like 2-bar intervals because it just came from the heart. I was just blacking out.
And then you felt like it had to put Meek on it and it had to still resonate, right?
Meek, he is the epitome of come up. That nigga used to have the Boondocks braids, battling anything moving in Philly, and then going to the trap. I said, there's no way he's not gonna be on this record. It just paints the picture of like the come up, and that's what Heaven's Afternoon means to me.